A very good evening. Welcome to a Boxing Day edition of Big Talk, a program where we highlight issues concerning Nigeria, Nigeria's future, and how we move this country forward. My name is Ubong Uzara in Abuja, and I'm saying welcome to the program. Tonight on the show, we look at PDP crisis and maybe some other international matters as what happens between Nigeria and the international community as regards fighting terrorism. All right, so joining us to help make sense of the discussion, we have Destiny Enabulele, former local government chairman in Ovia Southwest in Edo State, who's joined us live on the program. But let's go for a short break, and when we're back, we're getting right into the discussion. INEC says Turaki-led faction, just stand by for the moment because we're still trying to get to know who and which faction is leading the PDP at the moment. We'll talk about this when we come back from this short break. Electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, has refused to recognize the National Working Committee of the PDP led by Kabiru Tanimu Turaki SAN. INEC is saying that despite the party's internal processes and convention that faction said they conducted, INEC is saying that there is two subsisting Federal High Court judgments that restrain it from monitoring and supervising and recognizing the results of the PDP National Convention that took place between the 15th and the 16th day of November in Ibadan, Oyo State capital. But also, just a few days ago, I invited the two factions of the PDP, the Tanimu Turaki-led faction and the Abdurrahman-led faction of the party, to a meeting at INEC headquarters here in Abuja. One of our correspondents, Sadiya Yakubu, was there and she did the report. And the INEC chairman was trying to intervene, maybe offering alternative dispute resolution strategy and saying, can you come together as a family, sort out this thing so we can move ahead, because it is very technical. Yes, the matter is in courts. We could wait all the way to the Supreme Court to get the answers and decide the finality of the issue. But if you can come together and just make amends, it will be easier for us. And now the elections that will be coming up in the FCT by February, the elections that will be coming up in Osun State, many other elections that will be coming up before the 2027 general election. And if INEC refuses to recognize the National Working Committee of the PDP, it means that PDP may not be able to file candidates going forward. Joining us now to help make sense of the discussion, former local government chairman Ovia Southwest in Edo State, Mr. Destiny Enabulele, who's also a campaigner and a leader of a movement, right, that looks at politics, looks at democracy, and tries to make comparison as to what Nigeria should do to move our system forward. Thank you so much, Mr. Destiny, for joining us on the program.
Today is Boxing Day.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Nice being here.
Yeah.
Then happy Boxing Day, listeners and viewers at home.
Absolutely. Your party again in the news, PDP. but let's start with the INEC chairman, Professor Juaj Amopiton, who is also an SAN. And you could look at the two camps we have, both in the Abdurrahman camp and in the Tanimu Turaki. He himself, an SAN, former Minister of Special Duties, locked in a war of words as to the control of the party. In fact, the former National Secretary of the party, Sam Ayawo, is on the other side, right? And the discussion is that the INEC chairman called the two warring party to a meeting and was speaking to them, telling them, can you shed your swords? I know the matter is in court, but can you come to a resolution for the sake of your party? Where did it get to that the PDP is inflicting itself destruction? Is this not self-destruction? And what do you think about the move at the time by the INEC chairman, calling two of them together? Yeah.
You see, I respect your platform very deeply, hence I'm here. I've had an invitation to talk on this subject matter, and I have deliberately declined. Right. Because we must learn to call a spade in this country. Right. With utmost humility to the INEC chairman, which is very unfortunate, for him to have dabbled into a party affair, it is an error. I'm going to be very frank with you. INEC has no business in dabbling into parties' affairs. At any rate, the contending issue, the so-called Iron One and the likes, their tenure has since expired, since on the 9th or 8th of this month, if I'm not mistaken. So for me, I don't see any locus and I would think that they need to dwell on political matters. It is a political matter. With utmost humility. You see, that's the problem of this country. You see, the problem we have in this country is not that we have weak institutions. We don't have viable structure. We don't have viable, system. That's the problem. Rather, we have strong men. He who made him judge. He's not a judge in party matters. No. So there's a problem. Because, you see, INEC, as we speak very just now, is the number one enemy of this country. I say it. I'm in the national TV. The number one enemy of the ordinary people in this country, of the electorate. We have had cases. I have been an observer from my year 2, if I'm not mistaken, in the university. I have a driving NGO. We have monitored elections. We have monitored primaries. INEC has no business in dabbling into political matters, into political parties' internal crisis. Who made him the judge that you call the warring parties to his office for? As what? As what?
For advice.
There is a problem. There's a problem. That hence, you see what happened not too long ago. That the former INEC chairman was nominated as an ambassadorial nominee.
Is that wrong?
You see, it is very wrong.
Why is it?
If, for instance,
right,
you and I will have an issue, and there is a third party that is coming to mediate, he's been seen as an umpire in this case. Well, after passing judgment against me, the following morning, announcing him or her coming to your house to have a tea break or a breakfast with you. What does that tell the world? What does that tell our neighbors? What does that tell our friends? I'm just trying to use that. Right. It is an error. In entirety, it is an error. And Nigerians must learn to speak out. Because a closed mouth is a closed destiny. You see, I said it here in this platform with utmost humility. Thank God we are gradually gravitating towards a year of series of tussles. It's an election year. The year preceding the election is an election year. It's going to be a year full of activities. Nigerians must learn to speak out. We must call a spade is never a garden for. I said I admonish them, I advise them in this platform, I said it. I said as we all go out weekly to jog, to do the daily exercise or weekly exercise, we must set aside at least 1 hour to practice madness in preparation for 2027. I said it without missing words. That is the only way. That the man that is willing, they plan everything. Right. I'm coming. I'm not. They plan everything. Nigerians must prepare. They must set aside 1 hour to practice madness in preparation for 2027. Because you see, when a man knows that yes, where I'm going, they think. Right. But when I know that where I'm going, with a wave of hand, they are out. Then I will have the full energy.
So are you saying, Mr. Nabulele, are you saying that the INEC chairman saying, I'm not a party to this case, but can you sort yourself out? There's something people say that when your house is on fire, when your house is on fire, your neighbors do not need...
Mr. I'm sorry to interject. I'm sorry to interject. Today's bossing day. I'm sorry to interject. Let me quickly... No. I will not for once. You see, it is very clear. We must call a spade a spade. INEC in this matter is liable. Is liable by public opinion. Because we have had series, we have had cases, that INEC is, you see, with utmost humility, we don't have INEC in this country. We don't have judiciary in this country. I can stand anywhere to, you see, I'm not the first person that is saying it. There are so many even lawyers in the field of judiciary. Even the so-called retired justices, they have said it. That the greatest enemy, the number one enemy, the public enemy of Nigerians are the judiciary and the electoral, the one they call umpire, the INEC. They are our enemy. Because, see, I said it. I have thank God I was once a contestant and I have been there. If the INEC chairman, despite the institutional deficit across the length and breadth of this country, we have institutional deficit across the length and breadth. That is why, as we speak very just now, we cannot say for a fact the system of government, the type of government we are running in this country, whether it's presidential, I don't know. I'm confused. I said it in this platform before this time. I'm confused. I don't know. Even the professor in politics, they cannot tell you for a fact the system of government that we are running.
Is it not a presidential system?
What system of government are they running in the United States of America? Can you tell me? Are they running a presidential system in the United States of America?
I think the answer is clear.
They're not presidential. Can you say for a fact that our own system of government and that of the United States of America is for sure a presidential system? Can you say for a fact? Let us call it spade a spade. What we have in this country, you see, the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, once said it, that the problem of Africa is squarely on weak institutions, and we have strong men.
Right. So
that is why you see the president can wake up and tell you that I determine who governs this country. He can say and declare a state of emergency for a very flimsy excuses, for a fight between a brother and a friend, for a fight between a godfather and a godson. And we have states that are burning as a result of bandits, terrorists. He cannot wake up and say, okay, the state of emergency until we saw. And I think our daily manual, where I belong to, the Bible said it, that our Lord Jesus Christ will come out just like a thief in the night. Indeed, Trump came yesterday like a thief in the night.
Just a minute.
To rescue Nigeria.
Just a minute.
He's there in the Aso Rock. Whether he has gone to Ebute Metta, I don't know. But that is where we find ourselves.
Just a minute.
Or he's still with Macron. I don't know. So for a fact, this country is burning.
Right. So we'll come to that. Let's stay on the subject of your party, the PDP, a party where you were a local government chairman under the platform of that political party.
Yes.
Are you saying that calling the parties that have misunderstanding? Of course, even in the law, we have alternative dispute resolution legal rights and have the resolution done. And sometimes the judges even advise that route. Okay, go ahead. And are you saying, calling them and saying, this is a platform that have given you a lot. This is a platform that have, cannot be solved on a table. There's no conflict that cannot be discussed. He wasn't saying, I don't think that, he wasn't saying, I've taken side at the time. We'll come to what he's now saying as to the reason, right? But it wasn't saying, we'll come to what he's now saying as to the reason, right? But it wasn't saying I'm taking side. He just said, let's talk and see how we could settle this. Are you thinking that was a wrong move?
You see, for me, as a person,
right,
I've said it. You see, let me quickly say this. Every crisis starts from the round table and ends in the round table. It starts from the round table, go to the battlefield, and come back to the round table. I'm a student of diplomatic practice. You see, the issue at hand, because of over time we have had, and because of where this man, the man in the helm of this umpire, the man you call INEC, there has been many has alleged him of being a glorified houseboy to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Do you have evidence?
Many have alleged, and has been flying in social media. It's not from me. You see, the problem is it is clearly the issue of, as I have said earlier, he has no local standard to invite them. It is an error. You see, my master's thesis dwell on presidential election, right. And you see, if a man during the Shagari, the Ambrose Ali, if for instance you came under a platform, whether elected or appointed, you are not a leader of your party. You are a servant because you came under a platform and the platform gave you the platform, and you are subservient to the wills and caprices of the party. But because since 1999, they now believe that yes, because you are a governor, you are a local government chairman, you now drive the economy by way of having the liquid. You are now the leader to drive the party. That's where it is an error. That's where we've missed it as a people, and we must correct it. For me, for the INEC chairman to invite both parties, at any rate, they are very... See, the party, the PDP, has an internal mechanism of settling. They have elder statesmen. If you are talking about the alternate dispute resolution, they have elder statesmen like OBJ, the Basejo, and T.Y. Danjuman, and many like that can sit down and look at whatever that has happened. They will settle it rather than taking it to INEC. INEC is an umpire. They don't. You see, you've said it, that the problem of this country is squarely on the faulty institution, and that is it. I don't know. In an ideal society, by now, some person should have been calling for INEC chairman resignation. Right.
So let's go for a break, Mr. Destiny. We'll be right back. But when we come back, we'll keep talking as to you just ended by saying INEC chairman. People should be calling for
his resignation. You don't to double into the internal
the new INEC chairman that was just elected. But a lot to discuss about tonight on the program. We'll be right back.